Hi, this is Aaron with Zollotech. Today we have the new case from Contour, the Hardskin case. It's for the iPhone 3G or 3GS, either size. As you know, they're already the same size. I have my phone ready to go so we can check this out. This is the Hardskin, like I said, and I believe it has a silicone covering over a plastic. And let's open this up and take a look. So, typical Contour boxing. Simple and pretty small. Okay, and we'll pull this out of here and move this over. So, first impression is it's different than any other case I've seen before as far as the texture of it. It feels like a silicone, but it's thin enough that it almost feels like in your car if you have something that's got a little rubber coating on it. But it's got, you can hear it's kind of hard. And it looks like there's some button protection here. Let me see how we open this. It's got kind of a thumb divot spot here. Let's see how this works. You can see it's flexible. Okay. There's some pieces falling out. And so it does split into two halves. And okay, as typical, that's their insert normally rather. And let's open this up. So you get different languages telling you how to do different things, or they're out of the United States, but so I guess this part I didn't see obviously because this was in the case, but there's a small coin slot on the side down here, and you can use that to pop the phone case open. And it looks like you just set your phone in there and you're ready to go. So let's take a look at it. Take a look at the molding first and see how well it's molded. It's pretty solid. You can see it's flexible, so that'll help with an impact. Inside, I don't see any sloppy molds or anything like that left over. Feels well trimmed, so it doesn't feel like it's going to scratch your phone. And before, I wasn't as picky about this, but in having so many different case reviews, I've noticed that some have started to scratch my phone. And right here, you can see there was dust on there. I'm just getting this ready to put on. There is no window here, though, to cover the screen, so it looks like it's got a little bit of a gap to do that. But I am more picky now because I've had my phone scratched by a couple cases. On this side of the case, it feels solid. It's a fairly thick plastic. You can see right here, that's the thickness of the whole thing. It feels like it's pretty flexible. And I can feel some of these raised a little bit, like right where these snaps are. It feels like maybe they're reinforced. But I don't think that's going to be an issue. Just because they're smooth. They don't feel like they're sharp. Right here there's a little bit, you can hear that. But it's not sharp, that's just my nail catching it. But overall the molding feels pretty good. There's a sharp point right here, so we'll be sure not to let that touch the phone, but that's on the outside facing this way. So let's go ahead and it looks like these cover the buttons, and I would assume you could be optional with those. So this feels like it sits right in here. It's not going to move around at all. And let's see how these go in. So I don't know if we put these in beforehand or what. Let's see. Okay, so that fits in there. Feels like it's just going to hit the sleep-wake button. And this one feels like it slides in just like that. So that's pretty cool. That's some nice protection. And then they leave the vibrate switch open. And I guess we just put this on here and snap it in. You can hear it click. Nice solid snap. There we go. So this case could be pretty nice. Excuse me. It's molded perfectly. Just looking at it and looking over it. Right here you can see the camera hole, and I'll show you. Let's see if we can get that in close. You can see it's molded perfectly around that. You don't see that a whole lot where it's perfect, dead center. So that means they took their time. The Contour logo is actually in the rubber or silicone coating, whatever this is, and they do have some lay on the table protection. You can see there's a little bit of a gap here between the screen and the top of the case. So when you lay it flat, no worries. Unless you've got something sharp underneath it, you're good to go. So right here you've got a cutout for your home button. You know, obviously there's usability through here, no problem, unless you want a screen protector on it, and I think there'd be room for here if you bought a separate screen protector. On the bottom, The molding is pretty good. Everything's pretty tight. Right here you can see I can squeeze that a little bit, but I can't fit my nail in there unless I push pretty hard. You've got your microphone and speaker and dock connector exposed, and the bottom has enough coverage so if you did drop it by mistake this way, you're not going to have any issues. It is a pretty hard case, but it's got this nice rubbery texture to it, and it doesn't feel cheap either. It doesn't feel like it's going to come off. Only time will tell with that, but it feels pretty good. Here's that sharp piece that I said, but it's pointing this way, and this kind of takes it out of the equation. You can't even touch it. So you've got room for your vibrate, and plenty of room to get in there and flick that back and forth. Let's wake this up. Feels good. It's right under the button, and I might even have this in backwards. Let's see. You can just pop these out if you want. Let's see. Did I have it? No, I guess I had it in the right way. It does take a little bit of force, but I don't think without you prying that out of there like I just did, it's going to come out. I don't see where that would be an issue. But if you didn't like them in there, you just pull this out. I want to put it back. There it is. You just fit it right in there. So that's a really nice design feature. It's an optional choice. Let's turn this on. So we'll see how well the volume... Yep, it's got direct contact right on the volume rocker switch. So that's nice. That worked out pretty well. As far as the back goes, again, it's nice because it's not going to slip around. It's grippy, and that's the biggest complaint I've had about the iPhone, really, is when you're hanging on to it, it feels like it's going to slide out of your hand. This provides enough grip where I don't think you're going to have an issue that way. As far as anything else, I mean, build quality on this is probably the best I've seen for Contour. There are some things I had complained about in the future with their cases, but I think they're really making some really good improvements, and this is definitely worth checking out. I don't know where that was going on the phone here, but I definitely think this is worth checking out. It feels pretty solid, and like I said, it's built well. I think if you dropped your phone in this, it's going to have adequate shock protection, and I don't think you'd have any issue. So definitely check it out. It's called the Hardskin, and it really is pretty nice. I believe they have a couple different options when it comes to the Hardskin, if I remember or correctly, rather. But overall, really nice case. I don't think you'll be disappointed with this one. This has got to be in my top 5 as far as build quality and how solid it makes the phone feel. There's no jitteriness or anything inside it. So definitely check it out. The Hardskin from Contour Design. This is Aaron with Zollotech. I'll see you next time.